He was a normal child, like any normal, like the rest of my children. Clear up to the age of about 2 years old, it seems. And I would, because I was working all the time, I would hear little different things like he's drooling, and I'd look at him and hey, he was drooling, but I didn't see anything excessive about it. And then they would say, these were things that were getting back to your mom, like, shouldn't he be doing certain things? And he wasn't focusing in. And what was interesting, he actually was doing everything like any other child would do up until that 1.5, 2-year-old stage. So it was kind of hard to detect what was going on. But because we were kind of concerned, always overly concerned, and always open to trying to understand the whole child development, we decided that, okay, well, yeah, he's doing a few different things that other kids didn't do, so let's take him to the doctor.
I had already had 4 children, and I noticed with EJ, he was drooling a lot at the age of like 3 months old. I used to have to change his bib like almost, I don't know how many times a day. As he started getting older, by the time he got 6 months old, his words started getting less and less instead of increasing. And I'm just watching his reaction, where my other kids was doing certain things at that age. EJ wasn't actually doing them. Like when I would go to reach for him, he wasn't really responding to me like my other children did. No mother would accept or wonder something might be wrong with their children, with their child. And so then by the time EJ got, well, I would even say a year old, I noticed how he would kind of like look up in the, just look up. He wasn't responding like my other kids. I know they always say you don't compare your kids to the other children, but you can't help but do it.
He wasn't diagnosed. No, not like that. Not It wasn't no immediate diagnosis like you go in, doctor check you out, oh, you got autism. No, that's not what happened. This was a process. This taken as much as a year.
When he got about maybe a year old, that might have seemed maybe a little bit too old for me to do what I did. Well, I taken him to the doctor. I was already taking him to the doctor for his baby shot, checkup and everything. So this particular time when I taken him, I asked the doctor about how he was acting. And because when the doctor came into the room, I had EJ sitting on the little doctor cot. And EJ was sitting there, and he was, again, looking up at the lights. And as soon as the doctor walked in, Dr. Peace walked in, he asked me, he said, have you heard of autism? I said, autism? I said, no. He said he has autism.
He was trying to describe to us what autism was. And he was saying a whole lot of negative things, like, your son will probably never be able to go to games with you and understand sports, that he won't be able to, this is not the kind of child that you can expect to call you daddy, and, he would not be a child that would be engaging socially with other children, and a bunch of negative stuff, and, we didn't like that because, it affected who we were, spiritually, as we were very high-minded when it comes down to what we believed in and how effective words was because of the way because of our worship with the Lord. So that kind of turned us in a different manner, and so almost actually encouraged us to really prove him wrong. To be honest with you,
Nothing was really that easy. Everything we got, EJ, we had to actually fight for it. We even hired a couple attorneys, because then we started doing our own research, looking into different programs, and then networking with other parents, because the word of mouth really travels. And so working with other parents who had kids with special needs, we was getting information from them as well from the regional center, and we doing our own research. And so getting him into the schools wasn't too bad. What the fight really came in at was the programs. Of course, speech was the first one because EJ had a speech delay.
What did you do at work today?
Lotion, stick of paper, the box in a plastic bag.
You put boxes in the plastic. That's the first time I've heard you say anything different than 22 tablets in a tray.
wherever there was a meeting and wherever there was somebody handing out some information that could enlighten us more on how we can be the best parents we could and how we can make sure that EJ was getting everything he needed, we were there. EJ was a bit special too in that he had a mother and a father. Most of the parents that we caught up with, they were all single moms. Everywhere we go, I would get this enormous crowd asking me questions and stuff about how I feel as a father and all that. There were no fathers around. The functions were great. The functions were strong. They were very resourceful, and it's not like what I see a lot of today. It's a little, it's kind of watered down, it seems like, what the parents are doing today. But then a lot of stuff that we had to fight for, a lot of the parents now, they just automatically get it.
We had to go in and fight for the hours. We got compensatory hours, because those was hours that they gave him from the time he actually from back when he first started school. He should have got them then, but like I said, we didn't know anything about those programs. We started learning about the programs. So he got compensatory hours. Then from there, I got him behavior. I got him occupational therapy. I even had someone to come to the house and work with him. Occupational therapy, he had that every day, which they was giving that to him at school.
Did EJ need occupational therapy?
Well, that helped him with that as well. Kind of like helped him with like trying to talk as well. Occupational therapy, behavior, all those things really.
His motor skills.
Yeah, his motor skills. Whatever I learned that they had out there, I fought to get it for my child.
The IEPs were, they were vicious. The IEPs was like you had to really suit up and come in with armor, because there was going to be some serious warfare going on in those IEPs. That was the normal IEPs then. They would always bring in a school psychologist, the main teacher, maybe a physical, a PE teacher or something like that, or any of his takeout subject teachers. He would bring them in, and they would always try to wear down the parent with the idea that they don't need these particular services, okay? And so it was always a fight over services, always a fight. Those are the things that I'm talking about. A lot of parents today get without the struggle. We had to fight for that stuff. They did not want to pay for it. LAUSD didn't want to pay for it. Southwest Regional Center didn't want to pay for it. And they wanted to put the bill over on us. even when it began with the actual diagnosis itself. They wanted us to pay for all that. I mean, that diagnosis itself came to over $7,000. The school didn't want to pay for it. They sort of would back off on us a lot once we had gotten in with EJ having his own attorney. And he began to get a lot of these services.
I had him on a baseball team. I kept EJ pretty busy. He started school like at 2 years old. Up until he actually finished school, I had EJ in different programs. Even I signed him up for the Special Olympics. You know, we would drive out there to Santa Monica a couple of years for him to play bowling because he wanted to bowl. And so we kept EJ pretty busy. I tried to keep him as active as possible. He went to Trade Tech. After he graduated high school, we enrolled him in El Camino for a little while. But I was looking for someone to shadow him because he had been so used to having a one-on-one. You know, he still wasn't really able to go out by himself completely. But like I tell people, EJ is not the problem. I'm not concerned about EJ. Where my concern lies is the people messing with him that's around him. EJ can walk from home to his program and won't bother nobody. But it's the people around him that he have to walk from home to there that would bother him. EJ is very friendly. He very affectionate, and he just enjoy being out and about.
If I were to be asked, what do I think could help someone else? What could I have to say that someone else can benefit from that may be challenged in similar ways that myself and EJ's mom and my family, his sisters and brothers as well, have gone through? What could I have to say that could help them, help someone else that had a similar situation? I would say to listen to all the professionals, take it all in what they're saying. Okay, but don't take nothing to heart because every child is different. And don't measure what they do based on what some other child has done or what you've read about. Get right down there and get into their mind and get into their soul and see how you would be if you were in their shoes.
You do your own research. You know, get with other parents that have kids with special needs and just try to network with them as well. And if you need to get an attorney to fight for the programs you want for your child. Because I'm sure they're still out there. It's just not as many as it was before, from what I've heard parents say now. And that's bad. That's your child. You have to fight for your child. You got to do whatever it takes to get the things you need for your child.
Don't let anyone else be compromised that also are in the family that love them just as much as you do. Let them know, hey, you know, don't baby this situation. Don't put more into it than what it's supposed to be. You know, allow this thing to grow to where it's supposed to be. You definitely gotta have God in your corner. You have to know that and have faith and trust Him that this all is going to work out. My son is doing very well now. He's on a job, okay? Everyone loves him everywhere he goes. He's the light of the party. He's friendly. He enjoys life. He does anything, go anywhere he want to go, okay? And if he were here today in front of the screen, you would not even know that he's challenged in any kind of way. This last thing that has made me so happy about him is that he now actually initiates conversation. That's something brand new for all of us. You can ask him some questions and he may answer them, but now he actually initiates conversation. How are you doing? What's up? Things of that nature. That's beautiful to me. I love it. And that's because we treated him like a normal individual. We didn't make him abnormal. And you shouldn't do it either. Okay? God bless you.
I'll see you later, okay? All right, love you.
Love you too. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.